Back again with another sampling phenomena, and we're going to get into the beginnings of hip hop. This is a magical moment in history when DJ Kool Herc decides to play just sections of a record that people really wanted to hear. DJ Kool Herc decided to play just those moments, but it was really the people that wanted it. So it's a very interesting thing that shaped the history of music, is that need of the people. You know, obviously DJ Kool Herc is the person that created it. It created not Lupin, because Lupin, I think, really is part of music from the beginning of times, from African people banging on the drums repeatedly in a looping pattern. So looping itself, as we know it in the 21st century, is different, obviously, because with electronic music now we can sample off of anything. When machines came in, tape came in, and you could record sounds into tape and then loop the tape. And this was done by Pierre Schaeffer back in the 40s. And he was already recording sounds from everyday life, like trains passing, birds, every little thing he would, or even music, he would record everything, put it on tape, and then loop it and create like these weird atmospheres. But, you know, looping, the idea, the concept of looping something, looping a pattern, has been in music ever since the beginning of music. So, but that special moment that Kool Herc decided just to only play the drum breaks of the record created hip hop. And then Grandmaster Flash actually perfected the idea of DJ Kool Herc by actually having the same record on both turntables and creating the queuing system. He would then jump between one record and the other, playing the exact same pattern and creating this idea of looping that we now know in the 21st century. So it's just this magical moment that we're going to get into this episode. We're going to just dig in and try to find some loops and create a beat from loops here on the MPC. Stop beat. Hip hop comes from the DJ, comes from DJ finding patterns that work and layering patterns that work. So, you know, that's a special that's something special that only a few people have, and I definitely don't have that. I'm not a DJ. I'm a producer that works with small chops. So, you know, even though a lot of producers look at this as like the weak side of production because you're working with loops and not actually building a song from scratch, I think that's actually a wrong thing to say. Beforehand, even before you layer all these loops together, you gotta know how to listen to these things and find it in the record. So it is an art in itself, and we're gonna dig into that by using TrackLib, and we're gonna use a very cool function, which is the loop function within TrackLib. So you can listen to a song and loop certain sections, which makes it super easy for you to recognize a sample and see if it works on top of a drum loop. Sampling Phenomena is brought to you in collaboration with TrackLib. TrackLib, it's an online platform dedicated and specially curated for beat makers that use sampling as their tool to produce music. The thing that separates TrackLib from going in and digging in record stores is partly its crate digging focus and features like multi-tracks, digging by genre, artist, or labels. And you can also filter by the release date and the region. TrackLib does all this and then allows you to clear samples for the low and in minutes. So let's get into TrackLib. And one of the things that I see when I go into TrackLib is that they're always changing the layout. You always have different collections that you can go to. So it's never the same thing when you go inside TrackLib. And this time I saw the Vintage Africa collection. So this is perfect for what I want. The first thing I was looking for were drum loops, and I found them straight away on the second song. So perfect, that's what I wanted. Straight away I downloaded this. And you can loop this just by tapping on the loop function. So downloaded that and got it into my MPC. So the original loop is at 111 BPM. So I warped my drum loop and put it into 96 BPM. And I actually pitched this down a little bit as well. So that's the original. So after the drum loop, I went digging for some music, and I saw this from Romulo Froes, and the song's called Morena dos Arcos. This is from Brazil, and you can hear it straight away once the guitar starts playing. So that's it. I like the vibe. I'm downloading this straight away and putting it on the pad. Super simple. Again, like the hardest thing about looping is to find the loop, is to dig through records and finding something fresh, finding something new. And that was really the point of hip hop back in the days, was to find that special loop that no one ever heard and put it on a drum loop. So it's kind of different from the mentality nowadays. Everyone's kind of using the same sample sometimes, and it's more about sound packs as well. Back then, I think it was really, the mentality was really different. I wasn't there, so I don't really know, but I think what really was happening was this quest for the drum loops, for a quest for that loop that no one has heard, and putting it on a drum loop and just making a beat with that. Anyway, let's get back into Tracklib, because what I sampled is in G major. So that little loop right there is in G major. Again, one of the great things about digging in Tracklib is that you can go by the key that the song is in. So after dropping that loop in, now I'm going to search for everything that's in G major. So I find that I'm going to use that as a bass loop. So that's what I sampled for the bass, but it also has a piano on top. So I filtered the highs down, and I took that piano, put it on the side as well. So I cut the low end. So now I have the bass and the piano, so both separated into two pads. So I'm now just using that bass along with the drums and the guitar, the Brazilian guitar. So once you have all these pieces, you can now start, playing around with them and arranging it into a song, or just play it live if you want. Okay, so I have that, kept on digging for more sounds. I found this as well. This little loop right here. Okay, I warped it up, and all these loops are actually warped up so they can fit the 96 BPM that I'm working with. And I found just a voice, really. So I divided this into two sections. This is me already chopping up, just going into my roots of chopping samples. But I really wanted to do that just so I could create a variation within tonality. All of these things together with the voice, the guitar, the drum loop, the conga, the bass, I can now start jamming with this. I wish I was there in that moment in the 70s, doing this with Kool Herc, doing this with Grandmaster Flash, just digging through records, trying to find loops, and just being at the party, spinning these records, and just creating the future, really. And that was it. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go down to TrackLib. I have a link in the description if you guys want to sign up for it, and just enjoy all the goodness that's inside TrackLib. Thank you all for watching the video. Peace. Take care.